I have been looking forward to this one for a super long time. Well, Andy, thank you for your patience. I'm sorry it's taken as long as it has, but you know how it goes. Though it's funny, not funny. You haven't even seen this. You've never even held it. I found it for you, and it came straight here. You know, when I pulled it out of your wrap just now, it started running on its own. Okay, we got a little bit of... got a little bit of patina on the inside of the hour and the minute hand. It's not bad. This is a shorter service hand. These, I believe, came with the longer hand. I might have one. I will look through and see. Well, we know it's a runner. These are just the best. These are the best ones. And I say that in part, I mean, the other dial type is really, really cool. The 6159, but the fact that this has a 6200 movement in it is just blows me away. It's more or less like a, you know, like this, a 6216 or 6246. Very, very much similar. Where is it? So this is, one thing that's pretty neat is you can see the genesis of this sort of pointed bottom shield shape for the 12 markers. But what they did, obviously, is they just split it. Round markers mixed with square. It's interesting. I dig it. I dig this style. And it's got the same case as the 6159, but again, because it's a 6200, they're just... people sort of overlook them, the 6200 movements, even though they're a Grand Seiko movement. People get really high on the idea of a high beat, not 36,000, not 28.8. And so they chug along. But they're very, very accurate if they're serviced correctly and dialed in. And they got these big balances, and they just go. They just go. It's like, you know, it's like a, you know, driving an old, you know, a real Cadillac, a 60 Caddy, and, you know, in good shape. And those things, they just, after a while, once they get moving, it feels like they're just going to keep moving on their own forever. This one I haven't set the time to, obviously. Well, I'm excited. So I guess when you're excited, the thing to do is to do the thing. So I'm going to do the thing. Oh, have you looked at one of these real close?
Nope.
So you remember the 6159?
No. I'm kidding.
So this is the earlier one. It's the 6200. It's got the same movement as this, basically.
I like that more than the other one.
Oh, I do too. Because it's cool. I just noticed this, that sort of squarish marker with the point on the bottom, that's where they got that from. They just put a division down the middle. And I like the fact that it's a mix of square and round.
I like the crystal.
Yeah, we have one, by the way. If I ever get one of these watches, I have one of those crystals.
What is it?
Gosh, it's 325 WO1 something or other. I have two of them. They were from South Africa, and they were expensive.
And there you go, people. You just had, you know, the thesaurus, the encyclopedia, tell you things.
What? Like what?
Like you saying what the number was off the top of your head.
I'm probably wrong. They're up there.
Well, I'm not going to look. I'll save that for Friday.
Yeah, this is really nice. This is one of the few watch models that I have on my list of the very few watches that I'm like, I want one of those. One of these. So, because look at this one. You look at it, the loom is all original. It's got a little bit of patina at the base of the hour and minutes, but the dial itself is really nice. Mm-hmm. A lot of these you see, and they're
Where did it come from?
This came straight from Tokyo.
Oh. Hey, look, it's ticking.
Yep. Wait, no, I lied. I'm sorry. This came from Hiroshima.
Oh, okay. I have to get something from the garage.
Yep. Okay, well, you do that. I'm going to start taking this thing apart.
Okay.
Oh, this thing has a click ball. Wow, it's so smooth. But anyway, the click ball in these is, if I remember correctly, is actually a tiny, it's a little ball of jewel material. You know, literally like, you know, synthetic. I don't know if that's true in this model, in this particular one, but I have seen this before. Man, I've never had a 6159 quite as good as this. Usually because they don't have like a real steady way to turn, they use a spring, a ring spring, a retention spring. Yep, and there it is. There's your retention spring. That's a 62 MAS type with all the little angles. It's not a 6105 type, which is sort of this weird semi-elliptical curve with sort of 3 parts that come out. Yep, it's correct. Okay, it is time for the thing. See, look, you barely touch it, it's moving. These are such high quality movements. I have to go into my own Rolex Explorer. It's got a 1570 in it. Rolex, it's about the same time, 60s, mid 60s. And I've had movements like this open along with that, and it's just, they're astonishing how nice these Seiko movements are. Wow. Jeez. That's not bad. That came right off. I was expecting to have to lean on this thing. Wow. Come on. There we go. Yeah, I thought I was really going to have to go for it. Threads look real good. But you know, this has, as we know, been opened before. But I bet it was a long, long time ago. Here's your next thing. We're going to try. That's why we use a suction cup. So you remember, you got to break that seal and use your suction cup. God, that seal feels like it's new. That's wild. Oh, would you stop it? beautiful piece of machining, huh? It's definitely Seiko made. I can tell by how the hashes are printed. I don't know. How's our crystal doing? Wow. The original owner of this watch was an active fellow. Well, assuming he was a fellow. Maybe he was someone else. Okay. Top of your hands are a little hazy, but not bad. God, these are great watches. It's just perfection because it matches this case design, and they'll just run forever. 6159s, they're like a really highly strung dog breed. They're temperamental, and they'll run for a long time, but man, like if they have any deviation from plane on the hairspring, on the balance, it can drop the amplitude by 50 points. It's amazing. And I've seen it with a number of brand new balances. Like you have to tune them to get them to be right. Come on. There we go. And she's a hack. Okay, it seems to me that the crown is, there it is. It's definitely something up in the keyless works, but there's your handset. What a beautiful handset. I wish Seiko used this exact handset. They did so many things right. It's awesome. I mean, because look, the loom window with the round bottom, it mirrors this. It mimics this round bottom, so they're all the same shape. The plating looks good. Seiko should have done more of this handset. It's so elegant. If ever I made a diver, it'd have hands like that. Let me get these out of the way. Oh, that's so pretty. Interesting. It's a satin semi-gloss with a really fine, almost like a crinkle finish. A little bit of an eggshell, a little bit of a crinkle finish. Isn't that interesting? All right. Wow, look at that. Really? Do these really use a locking ring? Wow, they use a case locking ring. Wow. That's cool. Okay, so one of the one of the old school twists that this one has, unlike other movements, more modern movements, 6159, 6105, blah, 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 they have stem release levers. So if you have a monocoque case, a solid case like this, where the movement has to come out of the front, normally there's a stem release lever. This one doesn't have that. This is a really old school system. It should have a spring in there. The spring is missing. I have them. But it's basically, it's a split stem, but it's a split stem. The case and the crown are supposed to basically stay with this, and then this just goes click and it disconnects on its own. Did it really get serviced in 2015? So now the next thing is, this also has an old school thing where you have these casing clamps here are holding the movement ring in place, and I cannot get to the dial rings until those are out of here. So that was loose. That wasn't tight at all. Wow. Same basic weight. All the others use. Yeah, these are cool. Look at that micro adjust. And the finishing is really nice. Really nice. Well, I have to say the movement looks clean. Okay, there's your calendar. And there's your dial. Beautiful, beautiful dial. Interestingly, the dial is printed black, front and back. And the expiration or the use-by date or production date is in silver. That's pretty cool. I haven't really seen that before. I wonder if it was like a, like an early thing when they first realized their loom wasn't going to last forever. That's a beautiful dial. That is going to get packed away. Pack that away along with the hands and the chapter ring, all of which need to be hand cleaned. Right there. Good. That is done. So now we're almost back to normality. There's your movement ring. I do see a little bit of corrosion in there. It just looks like it's in the surface. Not a huge deal. One thing I do see, hang on, I can't see what I'm up to here. Okay, one thing I see how 31 is all sunburned? That means that this watch was sitting with that date exposed for a really long time with the light shining on that date. That's real interesting. That's oxidation, and it's underneath the top clear coat, which is how these are done. They're kind of like done like a decal. Yeah, it looks good. Looks clean. There's no oil under the die affix. Hey. Where's your spring there, buddy? Where's your spring? Okay, we got us a missing spring somewhere. Okay, let's pull that. Let's pull the little things apart. Oh, here's your dial ring. These are a little delicate. This one looks like it's in okay shape. I'll put that over there. Too big. Where I say where, wow, that screw is just loose. That wasn't tight at all. Yeah, that old split stem. Yeah, well, spring's not here. There's supposed to be a little shepherd's crook spring right there. I've got them. I wonder where yours ended up. Of course, maybe that's got something to do with why the... Come on. That was not tight. That one was reasonably snugged. There we go. This is, when you get to parts like this, you get to see the resemblance. This is sort of a grandfather movement or to the 6000 series Suez. This is almost the exact same setup that the 6105s have. And heck, for that matter, the other 6000 series ones. But you can definitely see the evolution of it. This is one of those disingenuous things that you see during the jewel wars. So this thing is listed as a 35 jewel, but these are really non-functional jewels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them. Isn't that something? So really, this thing is really only 24 jewels, which is, you know, is that right? Gosh, is that true? These are 35, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. I'm amazed that's even holding. Wow, maybe it's not. The inner gripping surfaces right here are really worn out. Okay. I'm going to get the rest of this calendar apart as long as I'm here. Hey, I wonder where that spring ended up. I'm amazed. Well, I mean, it's not... Wait, why is there... I mean, these things don't have a day. Why would the day jumper be in there? I mean, its other use is to help keep the hour wheel down. Kids got home, so if you hear some yelling, that's what's up. Intermediary date driving wheel. It's made just the same as the 6000 series ones, except it's not plated. Oh man, at last I find a screw that's really down. There we go. We got this shepherd's crook spring for the date jumper. That goes in there. Why are you stuck together? Magnetism? Oil? Oil. These things are greased together. That's really not necessary. I mean, these are really low friction parts. They're not stressed really in any way. Yeah, I wouldn't be... I wonder how interchangeable these parts are with 6000 series. Probably not a lot, but I bet they're close. Oh, would you stop it? Come on. Get out. Thank you. Come on, you. There you are. Well, it's been running a while. And you can see there's the lower mainspring arbor jewel right there. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 jewels that we are seeing here. This one will be the 17th under there. Okay. You might hear some talking in the background, I'm not sure. Like I said, everybody's home from school, so... Well, 2 of 3 are home from school. Yeah, that was reasonably set down. Isn't that interesting? We got a frosted surface on the inside. Huh. Isn't that neat? Other than that, it's exactly the same thing. It's all the other 6200s. They're using that magic lever system. Oh, that's the way these things wind the automatic is a very, ooh, that was loose as heck. A novel design that Seiko came up with. It's flat, ease of manufacture. It's mostly stamped pieces, no reversing wheels. Just a pawl lever that itself is the reversing wheel because the way that the teeth of the pawl lever are built, no matter which way you turn them, they will advance the ratchet wheel. Oh, would you stop it? Come on, come on, come on, come on. You can do it. You can do it. Out. Okay. It's a little dirty. Not bad, though. Something ground around on the top of that. Something got caught between the underneath of that bridge, and yeah. Balance looks steady. Isn't that fun? Look at that jewel. Okay, let's get this off of here. I didn't see any lubrication in there. For me, if you ask me, this is the best time to remove. They're fighting. But then I put the springs back where they are because it is like stupidly easy for one of those springs to go poink. And then you got to look for one. They're easy to bend if you put the wrong kind of pressure on them. And they're asymmetrical to provide relief from any shock so that they'll come up on one side. Okay, those are now back in place. So let's pull the train. Yeah, they lubricated that. It's dry, but normally I never lubricate the pallet fork pinion. I check those faces, see what kind of lubrication, see if they're flat. Okay, let's pull that train. Now, I know what all of you are thinking. I know what you're thinking. You're looking at this gigantic screw head here, and you're like, what the heck is that about? I know everybody's been asking each other, making phone calls, drawing pictures, consulting Reddit. What is that giant screw? It keeps on the hacking lever. And that's how the hacking lever on these works. It's really simple, actually. It's really simple. It's a great system. I don't know why they didn't keep it, but they didn't. Maybe they figured it was materials overkill because the later ones are much, much smaller and thinner and less bulky. Anyway, but you pull the crown and this goes dook, and it stops the minute wheel. I'm sorry, the fourth wheel. It's pretty standard. All right. The giant screw. Everybody's been writing editorials about her. Because it's one of those things that you will only see on a particular few movements in a particular movement family. It's the only one that looks like this. Now, in lesser 6200s, this ring right there is not jeweled. It's just a bushing. You know what? There's two ways to take an escape wheel out. Thought you'd get the better of me, I am going to remove that, but not here. I want to be right on top of it. Looking good so far. Yeah, this is just like a 6000 series. I mean, I'm sure the dimensions are slightly different, and they are, in fact, but yeah, it looks just like one. Okay, so there's your mainspring barrel. Come on. Come on. Did I get you? There it is. Teeth up, square down, anti-tsunami. Nope, square down, teeth up, anti-tsunami. Right, okay. I'm still wondering where your day wheel jumper spring went. Still haven't found it.
Somebody in here looking for me?
Nope, I was me talking to my phone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, needlessly complicated and sort of not a very strong build. A lot of places for things to go wrong in this setup, and that's where the 6200 series tends to have its issues, because there's a couple different things that can happen. It makes it set, kind of choppy and not look right, not behave correctly. See, that's neat. Look, it keeps the stem release there. It locks in so it can't back out. Oh, come on. More grease. You don't need a lot, people. You don't need a lot. We got us another springy wing. Let's get that out of there. definitely magnetized. I felt that one. There that is. There that is. Yeah, it's got some time. You can see the plating's worn around there. It doesn't mean anything. It just, you know, it gets smoothed down over time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16? Did I do that right? So those are 9. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And then we've got 4, 5, 18. I'll have to look at the train bridge here. 18. Oh, we have in the bridge, in the center wheel bridge, we've got 2. 18, that gets us to 20. Unless, of course, I'm miscounting. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. I must have miscounted. I'll go back through and try it again, but not right now. I want to get this. I want to get this cleaning. Yeah, this is something that's cool. It's one of the things that really gave Rolex some pause, and a lot of these old school watchmakers, the ones that have timing screws around the edges of their balance, so you can get them timed perfectly with tiny little screws. Like they're all, it's like when you see old watches and the balances have these things on the outside. That's what you'd need to do to manually balance them. But look at this. They're balanced by machine, and it automatically drills out some material. That was one of the reasons that, you know, Seiko and other new watch manufacturers, but especially Seiko, just put the fear and the hurt into the Swiss watchmaking world. It's great that you can have somebody, you know, deal with timing screws and all that stuff, but, you know, if it's automated, not only is it faster and less expensive, it's going to be much more consistent. You'll get a better product. Handmade is all very well and good, but then you're dealing with things like how the person is feeling that day. Generally speaking, machines don't have much of moods. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna put this thing through its paces. It's gonna go through the cleaner. I'm gonna clean the case and everything, and it's gonna be fantastic. And when I come back, we will start putting it together. There it is. There it is. Can't make a watch if you don't have that stuff. Okay, thank you for watching, and look for part 2.